Okay, sorry, Kawe, if you are trying to say something, your microphone was muted.
No, I did it on purpose.
Okay, cool. Okay then. So thank you guys for joining me for this monthly call. And well, to give you a bit of an update. So well, actually, because there are so many new participants here, if everyone could introduce themselves like very briefly, and we'll go from left to right. Abu, if you could very briefly introduce yourself. Abu, can you hear me? Okay, Abu, I don't know if you can hear me, but yes, Kawi, if you can please go ahead.
All right, so I've been working with Mentors Without Borders for, I don't know, 6, 9 months now, and trying to mentor a few people the past few months. And at the same time, seeing a lot of things going on in life and changing addresses now. I'm not in the beach anymore. And that's it. I don't know. I don't have much to say.
Cool. Okay. Thank you, Kawi.
Thank
Then
you.
Emmanuel, you appear as Charles, but I know that you're Emmanuel. Emmanuel, can you hear me? Okay, Emmanuel, if you're trying to speak, your microphone is muted, just so you know.
Sure, I can hear you.
Cool. Okay, yeah, so, if you could just very briefly introduce yourself.
I'm Manuel Petit from Kenya. I'm a student pursuing programming and web design, and my mentor is Dario.
Cool. Okay, thank you, Darius from Portugal, by the way, just like Kawe. Okay, Isaac.
Hi, this is Isaac here. I'm from Malaysia. I'm quite very new in this Mentors Without Borders. So it's nice meeting you guys.
Cool. Thank you, Isaac. Okay, then Louis.
Hi guys, my name is Larry. I'm from Kenya. I'm also quite new in this MWB, Mental Health Brothers program. So it's nice meeting you. Thank you.
Cool, thank you, Louis. Then Ravi.
Hello everyone, my name is Ravi and I'm from Nepal. I'm an Android developer by profession and I've been with Mentors Without Borders for now for a month or so. Thank you.
Cool, thank you as well, Ravi. Then Timothy. Timothy, can you hear me? Timothy, I don't know if you're trying.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Now you have unmuted the microphone.
I'm Timothy, and I joined Mentors Without Borders in December. Currently, I started training and mentoring. I also mentor at Educate Uganda. This week was my fifth week mentoring them. So so far so good. It's a group of 3 to 5 people, though the 2 are not so consistent. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, thank you, Timothy. And Vijay.
Yeah, hello guys. I'm Vijay. I'm from Nepal, and right now I'm in Singapore. I just joined MWB just over a month ago, and I'm yet to join organization where I can help the students. I'm in Singapore right now. Yes.
Cool. Thank you, Vijay. And Abu, I don't know if you can hear me because there might be have been some issue with your microphone before, or it was just that it was muted. Abu. Okay, so Abu, I think there are some microphone issues on your side. If you're trying to speak, we cannot hear you. Cool. Okay, so I saw a message at some point that this recording was possible for a maximum of 8 persons, I think, because the message disappeared very quickly. And well, hopefully there was no one else who was trying to participate on the call and couldn't. But yeah, we'll see afterwards. Cool. So to give you a quick update, we have almost reached 100 mentors who have completed the first month of training that we do, right, regarding the method from the blog post that you all know about. And well, we are still at the stage where we are establishing these connections with various voluntary organizations. It's not always that easy and quick to do it, primarily because well, like everyone in the group is busy professional, they have their full-time jobs or they are full-time students, and there isn't that much time that they have at their disposal to contact these organizations and so on. I am still waiting for replies from many of these local branches of the 10 large organizations that we are focusing on. And well, most of them are taking quite a long time to reply. I have tried to call many of them as well, but well, there were issues related to things like not being able to understand each other very well, because the persons that I was speaking with weren't very good English speakers, or I had tried to call in like local branches of some of these organizations in Tanzania and Kenya, but the calls are extremely expensive in the case of calling in these countries. So yeah, the quickest way right now is to actually do this, try to contact locally, like by phone, by each mentor who has the chance, who has enough time, enough availability. And yeah, slowly we'll be able to get in touch with these local branches. And the first mentors who establish these communications can be joined afterwards by the others from the same places. Okay, and another option that we have been discussing recently with the new mentors who know already that they wouldn't have enough time to keep in touch with these organizations. So another option would be to mentor students remotely, students that I could find with the help of Ed Grants, a program that I was already using towards the end of last year, and with which I had found, for example, Emmanuel. Like Emmanuel applied on our website after he saw one of these ads from Google. And there are a few other students who have applied in the same way, and Emmanuel, like the students having more time at their disposal because they aren't yet working as programmers full time. So because they have more time, sorry, at their disposal, they can get in touch with these organizations, and Emmanuel did in fact do this. And well, I'm giving Emmanuel as an example because he's with us on the call. So yeah, he has started teaching in a local volunteer organizations. It's not a branch of one of these large organizations that we want to focus on, but it's still a local organization where he's doing this mentoring with. From what I remember, he has started with 5 students from there, and they're not necessarily interested in programming, but they are seeing great improvements in school, in their grades, and well, Emmanuel is also teaching student programming as well, another student. So yes, this is another option. Wherever like the mentors don't have enough time to establish these connections with the local volunteer organizations, if they can also do this remote mentoring. So this is what we'll try to focus on more, let's say, in the next weeks to see how feasible it will be for the mentors who don't have enough availability. And yes, then the students can do this mentoring like in their own free time. Cool. So this would be the plan going forward. So we're going to go with this kind of combined approach in contacting these organizations, either we as mentors or the students that we are mentoring remotely. Okay, and well, there has been quite a lot of progress lately on Timothy's side. As he was saying earlier, he's been teaching in Educate for, I think, about a month now. And yes, the students there are progressing very nicely. We already had our first student, Bob Mbabazi, who has already taught those students the relaxation method and the mental process goal steps. And they were also interested in programming, so they started learning some programming at first from Bob, and then Timothy joined him. And now, Richard, who is one of the managers in Educate Uganda, is trying to gather other mentors, so that other mentors from Mentors Without Borders can join Timothy there and expand this mentoring model even more inside Educate. So yes, this will gradually propagate because we have almost 10 mentors now in total in Uganda. So there is quite a lot of potential there. Then, well, from the participants on this call, I know that okay, Andre is mentoring remotely, a student from Nigeria. Also James, who has in his turn started teaching students from a local university, which is great. He taught them again the relaxation method, the mental process goal steps, and he's also teaching a few of them at least programming. So this is starting to propagate there as well. Yeah, so I'm not sure about the others because I wasn't able to keep in touch lately with many of the mentors, at least from our previous call. So this is why I would like to go one by one to see, if any one of the other guys was able to contact one of these organizations or start mentoring somewhere. Cool. So I would start with you, Abu. I don't know if your microphone is okay now or if you're able to change it to do something. Okay, I think not because I still cannot hear you. There's still some problem there. Cool. If not, Andre, I have talked with James like a month ago. He was really happy, with what he was learning and, really excited. But if you can give us an update as well, what happened in the meantime?
Hi guys. He's actually online right now. We're talking a little bit with him because it's not not really happening that we meet regularly every Saturday or something. Sometimes it's more regular, sometimes less. I hope we can stabilize that. But yeah, after initial like finding ways how to communicate with each other, because it's not always good internet connection in there in Nigeria, and he didn't have access to like a laptop. But after initial period, we seems to have like got stable with that, and now we decided to take like a basic JavaScript curriculum from a few online resources and just follow and check the basic concepts, while also looking for some inspirations for an app, for example, like a web app, so that we can start building a project together. And then it's something real, like he's actually pretty good already because he studied Java programming at the university in a bachelor, although he never did anything with it, but he grasping concepts very quickly. For example, we did like a Node.js course. I don't know if you know the resource which is called Learn Your Node. It's something which you install on your laptop, and then there's a bunch of exercises for Node.js, like file system traversing and stuff like that, like basic things. So he did the course on his own with a little help of mine. I just did some code reviews for him. It was pretty good that he grasped the ideas quickly. So I think he is really. I think the most important lesson for myself, or like for you, or for everybody, guys, is that sometimes children like that or guys like that, they just need someone to show that you really care for them, that you really care for their success or care for their progress, and then they get motivated, and then they get motivated. And I actually spent quite a deal of time with him, explaining to him how important for him it is, the programming, to learn right now, and what he can do with it. And it seems it comes good with him, the idea. So that's the way. Well, I actually, for myself, I'm missing some kind of like help with the curriculum. I don't know, maybe we should just create something for ourselves or share with each other, because life is busy. Like when I have to work every day, and then I don't think I invested enough time in creating a curriculum for him. That's the only thing.
We can actually use there are very good curriculums out there, such as Free Code Camp, Code Academy, Solo Learn. I don't know if you've already tried to go through these curriculums with him, but they're actually really good. And there are like copycats of applications that are there on Free Code Camp, for example, as exercises. So you can find ideas for these kinds of web apps that you are mentioning as well. Yeah, there is really good stuff there, and he can see the results right away. Like whenever he writes some code, and if there is anything wrong, then Free Code Camp tells you. So yes, I think we can, at least in this initial stage, right, of our group, we can rely on these curriculums more, and then as we progress, we might create our own curriculum, maybe. But yes, there are these very good curriculums out there, and I think we can definitely use them.
If I can say something else, or
Sure.
ask, it seems that he expects me to kind of prescribe a curriculum for him, like to be like a teacher who really he needs a response on his on how he's done exercises. Like I have to tell him, like, take this and do that. But I'm a little bit struggling with this approach, because the irregularity of sessions would mean that I'm trying to lead him to get him acquainted with the idea that he needs to invest more in self-learning. Like he can get any help from me, also in irregular hours, but I cannot be his like mentor step by step, And yeah, I think this is a little bit maybe something we both have to work on.
Yeah, so I would say that this is even an extra reason why it would be better for him to follow one of these curriculums. And when he has questions, like whenever you can do these sessions, even if they are not that regular, he can just like have a list of questions, and he can ask you from whatever he wasn't able to grasp during that time. And yes, so these curriculums are very well structured, and especially since you are saying that he would like to have this kind of structure, I think this is all like an extra reason for using one of these curriculums. Cool. Okay, thank you, Andrei. Then Kawe, on your side, I know that you've started recently where there were some issues there with the students from I forget the country of their organization, but yes, they were having some issues with their computer, I think.
Yeah, they're still having some issues, I think, because it basically started 2 weeks ago, right? So the first week we didn't manage, nobody could. There are 3 students that I'm taking care of and trying to to do the mentoring thing, and 2 of them are separated from the third one, and two of them, it was a confusion, and two of them are the ones who are having problems with the computer, and the third one is not together with them. It's another place somewhere. And he actually I could have met him on the first week. So on the second week, same thing, but now I knew, and then I met him, and then I'm actually having the same kind of struggles as Andre there, because even more this time, because it's the second student that I get, and he expects even more than the first for me to to do like a teacher kind of mentoring, right, in which you tell them everything that they need to do and then they just follow, right? And I didn't even realize that this would be impossible until Andrew just said, not only because of the distance but also because of the time distance between sessions. So no, I don't know how to get them into the right or into a way of handling this, and to actually get a lot of self-learning and a lot of going after things. But I guess we can only keep trying, right? So that's what I've been doing. On top of this one also doesn't have access to a computer most of the time. So I'm also trying to use that non-computer approach to learn a little bit of programming there from the first one from NACA. And yeah, and that's it. I didn't get any feedback yet because there's just one session.
Sure. Cool. And again, I would definitely recommend, suggesting to them to follow the lessons from Free Code Camp, for example. I'm using Free Code Camp with the student from SOS Children's Villages here, and it's going very nice. Whenever we meet, we do a few lessons, then he does others on his own.
Even people who does not have access to computers, just once per week or so?
Yes, even once per week, I would say. You can go together through a few chapters, and if they happen to get access to a computer, like during the week or until the next session, then they can do on their own as well. But if not, you just do a few lessons together from there, and that's it. So the progress will be slower, obviously, and it is always preferable for them to have computers outside of these sessions. But yeah, well, if there is this limitation, then it is what it is.
I'll definitely try that tomorrow.
Cool. Okay, thank you, Kawe. Then Emmanuel. Emmanuel, can you hear me? Your microphone is muted if you're trying to speak. Okay, Emmanuel, I don't know if you can hear me. So I'll move forward then. Isaac, did you manage? Well, I know that you are quite busy, and maybe you haven't managed yet to get in touch with some organization or do this mentoring somewhere.
Yeah. So far, I haven't communicated with anybody yet. So I think by next week, we will look into it. So, but at the moment, there's no list that was from your side to be given for me to follow up with.
I'm not sure. Can you repeat the last part, please?
I mean, like I was given to understand that I was supposed to be given a list of places. I mean, the places that in KL, in Kuala Lumpur.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, so you are in Kuala Lumpur, and yeah, in Kuala Lumpur, we are still waiting for a reply from our contact person from Source 24/7 Malaysia. I know that he's quite busy in this period because our first student from there told me this on WhatsApp. But yeah, hopefully we'll get a reply soon from him, and because there are a few other mentors in Kuala Lumpur who would like to do the same mentoring there. Not many, like only one of those 10 very large organizations is present in Malaysia as well. Like Save the Children, for example, isn't present in Malaysia. SOS Children's Villages either, and others. So yes, we will have to rely primarily on Source 24/7 that we are already collaborating with, but this seems to be, busier period, and it's a bit more problematic. I will let you know anyway as soon as I get a reply from Azaron, our contact person from there. Hopefully it will be I don't know, hopefully this month at least.
All right.
Cool. Okay, thank you, Isaac. Then Francis. Francis, I know that you have tried to contact a few local branches of these organizations from the list that I had sent you. I don't know if you had received any reply or if anyone got back to you.
Not yet. I haven't yet received any reply from them. Though I tried to mentor. Anyway, I got someone that I'm mentoring. It's in basic programming in Python.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay, so is that a friend of yours or someone from a local school, university? Francis? Okay, Francis, I don't know if you can hear me, but if you're trying to speak, I cannot hear anything. Okay, there might be some connection issues. Cool, Lewis. I don't remember how where you were at, but I think I had sent you that list of organizations. But if you were able to get in touch with someone.
I think it's the same case as Francis. I did get in touch with some of them, but I haven't gotten any reply. But I'm still trying. In the meantime, I'm also mentoring any other person I can, be friends or be friends of friends. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. And when you do the mentoring, do you teach them first the two things, the relaxation method and the mental process goal steps, or do you get directly into programming?
Actually, some of the ones that I've taught don't even have a programming background. They're just learning, and so I just show them the relaxation method, and it helps them calm down and try to focus and things like that.
Okay, cool. And they are also confirming that it's something that is helping them.
Yeah, I'm getting some progress from them. They like it. I know one of them is now using it frequently.
Is using the sorry?
Is using the method more often now.
Okay, cool. Frequently, okay. Cool, that's great to hear. And well, if you are teaching these friends that you've mentioned, then at some point you might even be able to contact these organizations together, right? Whenever any one of you has enough time, you can go there. So this is definitely an advantage. Cool. Okay, thank you, Luis. Or if there was anything else that you wanted to add?
No.
Cool. Okay, thank you, Luis. Then Ravi.
So yeah.
Yeah, so I don't remember. Well, I think I had sent you the same list, right, with the organizations, and we haven't been in touch since then.
Yeah, so I finished my training sessions like a week ago, and I had a meeting with you and a couple of other mentors, and you had sent me the list to the organizations, and I have contacted not them, but I have contacted the a fellow mentor, the best Forest. If you remember him, planning to get in touch with organizations within a week. Maybe he's employed full time right now, so maybe we can go in the weekend and let's see if we can get some communication going on.
Cool. Okay. So you are you are breaking off for a bit there, but I think you were mentioning Deepesh or Deepesh. I don't know what the correct pronunciation is. So yeah, this is great. Okay, that you've gotten in touch with him. And well, again, since you both have full-time jobs, it will take a bit of time, but hopefully, at some point you'll be able to get in touch with one of these organizations.
Yeah, I actually I'm unemployed right now, so I have a lot of time. But Dipesh is employed, so we'll have to go in the weekend.
Oh, cool. Sure. Okay. Thank you, Ravi. Okay, then Timothy, you are doing the mentoring in Educate, and well, I'm talking with Bob as well from time to time, and he's telling me that things are going really well. I know that in this period, some students are a bit busy, I think, with their exams. But yeah, if you could also give us an update.
Yeah. It's been, I think 4 to 5 weeks. This was my 5th week working with them.
Timothy, sorry, could you please speak closer to the microphone because the sound is quite bad.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now it's better.
Yeah, I was saying that it's been about 5 weeks because it was I had my 5th lecture this week that I had with them. And me, what I do, I have to move to the Educate facility every day. No, not every day. Every Thursday at midday for an hour between from midday to 1, and I have class with them. Some of the students don't have laptops and computers, so yeah, they're not consistent. Because of that, they feel out of place because most of the things we are doing them practically. So that's one of the issues. And then yeah, it's very hard teaching them because some of them actually don't have the basic computer skills, even though they have computers, but you have to teach everything from scratch, installing softwares, doing this and this. So it's a little bit of hard work. So, but I guess with time, yeah, it's been improving and they're learning very fast, which is a good thing. And at least I have 3 students who are consistent, and it's a good thing. I also got in touch with Herbert, I think. Yeah, I had a call from him this week. He was trying to talk to me. He contacted some of the organizations, but they haven't gotten back to him. So I was planning to get in touch with him. Then we just go to one of the organizations or some of the organizations and we talk to them and see, since the calling thing is not working as we had expected.
Sorry,
Yeah.
can you say again who the other person was, because you said him, but I couldn't understand exactly who is him.
Herbert.
Herbert. Okay. So you got in touch with Herbert. Yes, because I actually sent him an email like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. I didn't get a reply, but it's great that you are in touch with him. Cool. Okay. And he's trying to contact other organizations, right? Like Save the Children and others from Kampala.
Yeah.
So okay, these are the organizations that you meant. Okay, and you said that things aren't going exactly as you've planned. Like, in what sense?
Because okay, some of the students, I think one of the reasons why they're not consistent is because they don't have computers. So and they normally, when I'm teaching, we are doing things practically. So she feels out of place sometimes. So she's not so consistent. And then the others that have the computers, some of them are very novice to the computer, so they don't know the basic things to, like, installing softwares, how to go around the computer. But I think they're getting there, since they're getting more time working on the computer and using it, which is I think it's work in progress, but I think we'll get there with time.
Cool. Okay. Well, as long as they are willing to do what it takes, right, in order to, first of all, operate a computer, and then learn programming as well, they can definitely progress. Yeah, well, it is a shame that they don't have this like basic starting point, let's say, for programming, because you do have to be used to working on a computer in order to start programming. But well, yeah, it is what it is. It's like it requires a bit more patience from this point of view. Cool. Okay. And well, as soon as Richard from Educate will give us the green light, I will let the other guys from Uganda know, and maybe others can join you there as well. And Herbert also, if in the meantime he will be able to get in touch with other organizations as well. So yeah, I think we can progress quite nicely there. Cool. Okay. If there was anything else that you wanted to add.
About that, I've had some of the guys raising up issues to do with the curriculum. I think it's also, yeah, it's a challenge, most especially if you're actually if you're not there physically with the person. So that's a different kind of teaching. If me personally, I'm there, it's a bit easier. But if someone is doing it remotely, I can imagine the challenge. But I think we can use. We just have to encourage the students to try and use those other platforms like Code Academy, W3 Schools, and try to teach themselves.
Yeah, definitely. The more they start doing on their own, I would say the better it is, right? And just addressing with the mentors the challenges that they encounter, like the things that they really take a long time to understand, to grasp. But yes, using one of the curriculums that you've mentioned, and again, I will say again about Free Code Camp, because it's really a great resource. Code Academy, I don't know if it's entirely free, but the Free Code Camp is entirely free, and it's really great to follow. Cool. Okay, thank you, Timothy. And Vijay, how about you on your side?
Yes, I finished the mentoring, I guess 1.5 week ago. So we had our last call before this, and I'm from Nepal, but right now I'm in Singapore, and we discussed like how difficult would it be to find such people who would be, willing to do program, but they are underprivileged. So it was kind of difficult, and there's an SOS. I tried contacting once, but I could not reach. And meantime, in the last week, I had I had one of my tests, so I was occupied with that. Along with I was working, so I had to go to my job plus the test. So I was kind of occupied. So this week, Monday, I'll try to connect them once. There's a SOS here, but I'm not sure if they have children or if they have any kind of those persons which we are targeting as of now. So I'll try to once connect them on Monday or Tuesday, and yeah, before Monday evening or Tuesday evening, I'll let you drop a message and update you if there is any here. So yeah, the problem with me right now is like I'm in Singapore, so it's being difficult to find the right kind of people whom I can mentor.
Sure, definitely, and well, there hasn't been enough time anyway. These things take time generally, and especially in a place like Singapore, where it's harder to find these organizations, because there isn't that much of a need. But another option for you would be, if you would like to connect, if you would like me to connect you with the student from Nepal that I could find with the help of the Ed Grants for NGOs program from Google.
Yes. So if there is a person who has has internet connection, like if he can come once online in a week, and I can mentor him remotely or her, so I will be willing to do that as for now.
Cool. Okay, perfect. And well, here, what I can do is, and this is something that I did towards the end of last year before we started with this local mentoring strategy. So I was finding students with the help of Ed Grants, and they were applying on our website. And we had a page there which said that if you have a good internet connection and you you also have a decent computer or something like this, and you are also willing to teach at least two underprivileged young people from a local volunteer organization when you are comfortable enough with your programming skills, then we can do this mentoring voluntarily with you. But when they were applying, some of them didn't really have that great internet connections, because even though they were reading that message, they didn't seem to be taking it that much into consideration. So what I can do is to put up those ads using ad grants again, and whoever applies, I will forward you their message, and you can get in touch with them. And if they don't have a good internet connection, then you can just tell them that look, in order to do this mentoring efficiently, you will need a good internet connection. So whenever you will have one, then you can get back in touch with us, and I can look for someone else in the meantime. This is something that we could do. Cool. Okay, so I will write it down then, and I'll let you know.
Okay, sure. And I'll try to contact the SOS over here in Singapore on Monday, and let you know an update on Discord.
Cool. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you, Vijay. And Emmanuel, I don't know, in the meantime, if you were able to fix the microphone issue there, or because I think you couldn't speak earlier, or you couldn't hear me. Can you hear me, Emmanuel? Okay.
Sure, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to ask you, like, how things have been going recently with your students.
Yeah, so far so good. During the holiday, they had closed school, so we had discussed with them some things, and then we again went and arranged a party. And during that party, we just discussed on how you can relax. In case, for example, if you get into a negative state, how you can be able to overcome it. And then when I taught 5 of them, I left them to teach others in that children's home.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, that's really great. Like doing this mentoring with the older ones, although older means like 18 to 19 to 20 years old. But then together doing the same kind of mentoring with the smaller children, this is really great. Cool. Okay. And how about with the person, your friend, or I don't remember who she was, that you were teaching programming?
Actually, she is my friend, and we are doing good. For me, with Dario, we have finished basics of CSS. So and with my student, we have finished basics of HTML.
Cool. Okay. Okay, and your friend is also helping you, from what I remember, right? In this center, voluntary center.
Yeah, we went together. We usually go on Saturdays.
Cool. Okay, yeah, that's really great. Okay, and by the way, here we are already starting to gather some partial success stories, let's say, and up until now we haven't focused basically at all on our Facebook page. But moving forward, I think this would be the best thing, because the group is growing, and there are many mentors who are progressing very nicely. And yes, we should publish these things on our Facebook page. So I will get in touch with you guys, in the following days and weeks, and maybe just like writing small text, maybe with some photos where possible. We can start populating our Facebook page as well and sharing this stuff. So yes, I think this would be really good to do going forward. Cool. Another thing I wanted to mention here, especially for you, Andre, because we were discussing like towards the end of last year, beginning of this year, the update on the website. And well, there was a period in which I was telling you that I had a bit more time to take care of it, but that period ended quite quickly. So I got to do a few things, and actually wanted to ask you something regarding well, something that I was finding challenging there. But yes, I hopefully I will be able to get back to this. I don't know, hopefully this month, and we will be able to progress something there as well. Cool. Okay, so if there's anything else that you wanted us to discuss, well, anything that you had in mind.
Edmond.
Yes, Francis, please go ahead, and then we'll see for you, Ravi, as well.
All right. There's something that's more forgotten to tell you. Like I have, like I as I told you, I have one person that I'm mentoring. Then I'm trying to do this thing, go back to local schools at my place where I can mentor young people who would love later, after progressive relaxation, to be programmers. That's what I'm trying to do. Back to the local schools. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Cool. So in local schools, like around what age ranges?
These are young, real young people.
Okay.
Between these are the people who are in class, let me say, primary level, like from primary 3 to primary 7.
Okay, so
they in terms of age, between I think 7 to 13, 14 there.
Okay. So well, you're probably be able to explain the concepts of the relaxation, the progressive relaxation, and this mental process goal steps. You'll probably be able to explain them better to those who are a bit older, like 13, 14 years old, maybe, and because the smaller ones might not be able yet, right, to grasp these concepts that quickly, although they can be presented in a way that is more accessible to them. But if you would like to teach them programming, it would also be good for them to have access to computers and internet, because otherwise they can definitely start by thinking about a moment in the future when they will work on some like on building an application or a game or something like this, and start thinking about the steps to get there. But I'm not sure how willing they will be to do it if they don't currently have a computer. So okay, it seems that Francis got disconnected. Cool. Okay, so Ravi, you wanted to say some. Sorry, Ravi. Okay, Francis, I saw that you got disconnected and you have reconnected now. Can you hear me, Francis?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, there was a disconnection there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just saying that if you would like to teach them programming, I think it would be important for them to have access to computers and internet right now. And do you think they do have?
Yes, Edmund, they do have.
Okay.
The school has access to the internet as well as computer lab.
Okay, so you would like to start by teaching them how to build a website, for example, or
yeah, of course. I will start with the HTML, then CSS, as slowly up to when we go to Python, JavaScript. But I have to first give them the basics.
Cool. Okay. But I would say that it's very important to right from the start to have them like think about a clear goal related to the kind of website that they could build, right? So that they have that image in their mind and that they can think regularly about that moment in the future when that website will be built by them, right? And the steps
Yeah.
to get there. And yes, obviously, relax whenever needed, and then you go to HTML, CSS, and all these things. But if they are thinking about the end result, preferably every day, and the remaining steps together, then they will definitely progress much faster. Cool. Okay. Thank you, Francis.
You're welcome.
And Ravi, you also wanted to say something?
Regarding finding students in Nepal, if you like, I'd suggest that you contact my friend who is working in his own office and is with Living Around Technology, and they have a website at livingaroundtechnology.org, and they have been doing some awareness programs in remote areas of Nepal for cybersecurity and stuffs like that. So if you could contact them, they may be willing to find students who are underprivileged and willing to learn programming here in Nepal.
Yes, that would actually be very nice, especially if he could put us in touch with students that could be mentored remotely. Because, well, in Nepal, we currently have, I think, more than 10 mentors in total, actually. Yes, not all of them would currently be available to, or would currently have enough time to do this mentoring locally. So it would be great. Sure. So if you can send me his email address, maybe by email or this website, and I will get in touch with him. I will tell you that you refer me to him.
Yeah, I have actually talked to him about our Mentors Without Borders, and he was quite interested. But you can have a look at their website at livingaroundtechnology.org and decide whether you want to go with them or not. And if you want to go with them, they have maybe their contact addresses in the website. But if you'd like, I can manage. I can manage his personal email address for you.
Sure. So I was just trying to access livingaroundtechnology.org, and it's not working for some reason. It says the site cannot be reached.
.org should be working. I'll text you.
Okay, but we can keep in touch. Yeah. So this is what I tried, and it's not working for some reason. I couldn't access it. But I'll try again later, and if I still have issues, I'll let you know. But if you could also send me his email address, it would be even better.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that in the Discord.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And the other thing I wanted to mention was regarding Andrea and Kovi's situation. He said that the students are not, more of involving themselves in self-learning. So what I had experienced myself is that self-learning is something that comes you really far along the way, and what I'd like to suggest them is not that I'm experienced or anything in this, but what I like to suggest them is to go with a project-based approach, so they can self-search for the solutions of the problems themselves instead of following the hard curriculum for any particular course. You can for example, guide them to Stack Overflow, or you can give them a project with a deadline, of course, and they can learn them by themselves, and at times you can mentor them.
Cool. Okay. Thank you, Ravi.
Thanks. That sounds really good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, if there's anything else that you guys want us to discuss about.
I'm not sure I got what Ravi meant. So, giving a project to do, it's something that comes right way after, right? When there's some knowledge already, right? We're
So
right
what
at
I
the
meant
beginning
was,
of zero
what I meant,
knowledge.
what I meant was, it's really easy to get stuck in the basics, so once you have a little of the basic knowledge, and maybe assign them a project or something like that to encourage self-learning. That's what I meant.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, because well, definitely, when they have like this clear project in mind that I have to get to this result, they start encountering the issues which will be very similar to the ones that they will encounter in real world companies. And yes, they will just have to deal with them, and they will have to start looking for solutions. Here, our help can be in the form of teaching them how to search for the solutions that they need, because just doing the right search, like well, it will take them a bit of time to get used to using the right search terms. But yes, this is definitely essential for them to encounter like real problems, not just know how to use this HTML element or this CSS property, and yes, like play around with some JavaScript variables and so on, but encountering like real problems. Cool. Okay, but I would also say that this can come like after they have been familiarized with the HTML and CSS at least, so that well, they have at least the basic concepts in place, and then they can start thinking about like final results related to certain projects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I liked his idea, the way
Okay.
he said that if somebody has basic knowledge, should be given a project, and that's how my mentor works with me. If I finish a certain concept, he usually gives me a project to work on it, and then after working on it during the next lesson, we do code review with him.
Yeah, definitely. The code review part is also essential, because you might get something working, but if the code isn't really that well written, that maintainable, then it's still not great. Yeah, this is also a place where the help of a mentor, an experienced mentor, can be really invaluable. Yes, Kawe?
Yeah. Right now, what I'm getting is just the two students. They really have absolutely zero knowledge of programming, so have to start somewhere. And I feel like they are excited to start learning and to start trying everything they can and all that. A lot of steps before that, a lot of steps before the basic knowledge. But I'm not sure how I can help to get started, to make them engage more. I'm not sure even if it's more, but into a way in which we can see some kind of progress, right? So one way you said is to get them hand by hand and go to free code camp and do something there together to get hands dirty on the computer, even if it's just once per week. That's one thing that I wasn't trying, so that may work. The one thing that I was trying was giving exercises to learn about algorithms without a computer. So that's the step I'm in. That's where I'm trying to get to, because after the basic knowledge, I completely agree with all that.
Cool. Yeah, so well, if they have access to computers in internet, then I would say definitely to go with something like Free Code Camp, right, and start doing like real programming exercises. For those who don't have access to computers, like was the case for Nakamboa, right? Then yes, she can get into this algorithmic thinking by not doing programming per se. But yeah, if they are in front of a computer, then for sure this will work better.
But the thing is, I'm not even sure if for Naka that's working. Maybe it's better for her to forget about this and go programming. Let's go hand by hand once per week. I don't know, so we have to keep trying.
Sure, you can try the other approach, but from what I remember, Nakamboa didn't actually have access to a computer, right? Like this was the problem in her case.
Yeah, both in her case and in the other case, none of them have much access to computers.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear they're not the only ones, right? There are a lot of people there.
Yeah, so this unfortunately is sometimes a problem, and well, it's really hard actually to do programming lessons without a computer. But in order to do something, well, what you had started doing with Nakamboa, I would say it's still good. Not to go with this for too long, because, well, they don't see the actual results and the actual how the actual programming is done. But at least for a while, I think it can work. Cool. Okay. So yes, if there's anything else that you guys had in mind that you wanted to discuss. Yes, Timothy?
One of my friends who wanted to join Mentors Without Border had an issue, and can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, he told me that the person who was mentoring him, taking him through the relaxation methods and all that, was not consistent, and it was just they couldn't get like the right time for them to do the different lessons, and somehow like he stopped. So I don't know what to do about that. Should it's called Triasingura Marius. I don't know if he
Mario.
contacted you.
Okay, yes, I remember Mario. So you mean that Jane wasn't wasn't doing this training consistently, you mean, or?
The timing, I don't know. I don't know exactly what happened, but something to do with I think they had to reschedule, and still things couldn't be working well. So he raised up that issue. He told me, so I don't know. Haven't talked to him what he did after that.
Okay, so yeah, thanks for letting me know about it. I will get in touch with Mario again. I don't remember exactly where we were like in the end, but I know that there were some scheduling issues there. But yeah, thanks for telling me about this, and I will get in touch with Mario. Actually, wait, let me write it down. Contact Mario Singura. Okay, so he's also from Uganda, right?
Yeah, he's from Uganda.
Cool. Okay, thank you, Timothy. Okay then. So well, I would say that we can end the call here then. To not go too much over an hour. I'm really sorry again about the mess in the beginning. I will, well, do everything that it's in my power in order to not have this kind of situation repeat itself the next times. And yes, we'll keep in touch. Cool. Thank you guys, and have a great weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, you too.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.